So, first thing, I just want to ask a question. How many of you in the audience right now know me personally? Let's see a few hands up. Now, how many of you have gotten a hug from me today, before, or will soon? That's everybody. So I'm going to ask the question again. How many of you actually know me personally? That's everybody's hands again. I want to start off by making sure you realize we're not separate in any way. We're already connected at the most intimate level possible. And it's not just because of the hug, it's because we all showed up here tonight. Something drew us here, something brought me here, something brought you here. It may have been the promotion, but I think it was a resonance in your heart. I think it was something that said, I got to go and see what this guy's about. And it may not even be something I say. It may be something somebody next to you does or says. But you're here, you showed up, and that's why we're connected. In that idea of connection, I want everybody to move a little bit closer. If you have a beanbag in front of you that's empty, move to it. Get in close. That's it. Hello. So some of you may have heard that I spent a year, 365 days in silence, not speaking. Now, I didn't retreat into a cave or up on some mountaintop. I continued living my normal life. I continued to be amongst people, be social, do my work. I just didn't speak. I got to discover something in that silence, in those pauses between thoughts, between actions, between words. You might start to feel it already. It's this charge that starts to happen. It's this electricity in the air. Sometimes we confuse that as awkwardness. But it's potential. See, when we create space, when we allow expression to come through, by opening the space for it, then the most brilliant, inspirational, passionate, heartfelt things can happen. I'll make a little confession to all of you. So, I came up here on stage just now with absolutely no idea what I was going to share. And I love that. Because, see, I'm up here to share with you how to connect and express from the heart, which means I can't plan that. What I can do, though, is drop in with you, take a journey with you. And we get to see where it takes us. So whatever I share today, take it as simply the truths that I've experienced. And then ask yourself the same questions that we're going to go into. Let them be the experience that comes up from you. So as Amir said, this idea, this philosophy of love is not discovered, but it's uncovered, that came up like the last week of my silence. It took all the way to the very end of my silence to finally get the idea and the answer that I was looking for. Because I went into that silence searching. I wanted to see where the foundation, where the base, the empty canvas was, where love, connection, communication, expression, I wanted to know where that came from. Let me backtrack a little bit. I'll share with you kind of the story of how I got to the going into silence and then what I got from it. So about 5-6 years ago, I was living in San Diego, California. Now I live in Bali, Indonesia. And in San Diego, I had a holistic center, community center. I would give talks like this all the time. And I was really thriving. I had almost the guru title going on. I had a bit of an ashram. I had written a bunch of books. things were good. And then in a flip of a switch, I lost the center, I lost the tribe, and I found myself kind of in this empty space going, okay. And I found myself definitely in a lot of debt, about $20,000, $30,000 in debt. And I decided, okay, I'm going to do the only logical thing you can do when you've lost everything and you're majorly in debt. You leave the country. And I went on a world tour, and I ended up in Bali. Now in Bali, those of you who have been over there, you know that it has a magical energy. You can go there empty-handed, like I did. I arrived with $57 in my pocket. I've been there 4 years now. And I've gotten to live in these luxurious villas. I've gotten to eat amazing food, and there's an amazing community there. So I stayed, obviously. And I kind of forgot about the debt. It's like what Vishen says, where, if you really focus on the bigger picture, on your vision, the other problems just kind of wipe away, they dissolve, they get smaller. So there I was in Bali, and about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, I was going back up to that level of life was grand, life was on a roller coaster. It was this amazing, amazing time. I had just done a TEDx talk. I had just released another book. I'd just been contracted to do this web project for a Bali Greening Clean, sanctioned by the governor of Bali. And I was in this amazing relationship. And she had just told me I was going to be a father. So I was on a high again. Here's the thing with life. For every up, there is a down. And that's not a negative. It just means that you have to learn how to gracefully fall. I hadn't quite learned that yet. So the end of 2010, where I thought I was going to be coming out of that year with a new baby, a family, and this thriving practice, that's not what happened. We lost the baby, I lost the partner, I lost all the deals I was doing because I got really depressed. And I lost a part of my heart. And so when that partnership finally really separated, and it was like, okay, this isn't, we can't reconcile this. That's when I decided to go silent. Most people, when they ask me, why did you go silent? I said, well, to go in, to feel where the heart is. The real reason, the personal, deep, vulnerable reason, I was in pain. And I know human nature. I know that when we're in pain, we start looking outward to external things, whether it be food or another person or whatever it is that fills that gap. But you see, when we feel it from something external, those expressions are temporary. I didn't want something temporary. So I decided to go silent for 365 days to go in and find out, where does love come from within? And almost to the very end of it, after searching and looking and feeling, and I definitely got many insights and ideas and things that I never would have thought I would. It wasn't until the very end that something just popped up. And it was this idea that love is not discovered. Love is not given, it's not taken, it's not received, it's not shared in any way. It's a vibration and a resonance that's there all the time. And all we actually do is we uncover it. Because it's there, vibrating inside of you right now. So whether you lose something, whether you gain something, that doesn't change how love is in your life. So I've gotten to take this now and finding that, figuring that out, having that feeling in my own being. I realized that the best way to actually share it isn't just through words. Because I had been silent for a year, I knew that words weren't that important. But the very best way to share it was just by being in my heart. Getting to share from there, getting to hug from there. Embrace life and each other. And there was a second thing that came through really clearly, and it was that to uncover love isn't a process of digging deep. It's not a process of removing layers. It's actually a process of just stop fighting against it. We have all these stories, all these conditions, limits, beliefs that keep us in this struggle against the love that we already have. It's like it pops up, it's like love right here. We're like, yeah, no, I want that one over there. We're looking for it in a certain form, and it doesn't always come in the form that we can recognize. I'll tell you a little side story. I like telling stories, and during the year of silence, I wasn't able to tell any stories, so now I tell them as often as possible. Years ago, I had the privilege of sitting in on a seminar with a Dogon chief. Now, the Dogon tribe is an ancient Kemetic tribe. It's like pre-Egypt. And these guys really knew their esoteric knowledge. Like, they were deep into nature, into metaphysics, quantum physics, if you want. They really had it down. So here's this Dogon chief giving us this lecture. And there was this gentleman sitting behind me. He raises his hand. He's like, okay, so I know you guys were really good with plants and plant medicine. Can you tell me how you knew what plants were for what medicines and this and that? And the Dogon chief goes, yeah, we would ask the plants. The guy's like, okay, that's nice. Was it like the color that they shared with you, or was it like the shape? No, we would ask the plants. This went on for like another 20 minutes that he kept trying to dig in and figure out, well, come on, give me the facts. Give me the replicatable way of doing this. And the Dogon chief just didn't. He just kept giving, and it wasn't a vague answer. He was actually giving a really clear answer. Finally, the guy got really upset. He stood up frustrated and left. The Dogon chief looks at us and he goes, such a shame. People come and they ask for answers, but they don't take the seed that grows into them. You see, let's say you went up to somebody and you asked them, how do you make fire? And they said, well, you have to plant a seed. You'd be like, no, I asked, how do you make fire? They said, yes, you plant a seed. Now, you might be confused right now, but you need a seed to grow the plant that grows the tree to break the branches for kindling. See, there's steps that happen. Those steps, your heart knows. It knows it all the time, and it's directing you. Sometimes it's a whisper. Sometimes it's loud. That's like when life hits you with a 2x4. And you might think, oh, why is everybody hating on me? No, that's your heart going, I've been trying to tell you. When you start to listen and you let go of the form in which your destination is going to be. It's okay to have goals. It's okay even to have expectations. Just don't get attached to the form in which they will appear to you. Because they might appear like a seed. It might appear like a tree. It might appear like a branch while you were looking for fire. But you have to take the step each way. I call it the invisible yellow brick road. You don't know who you're going to meet along the way. And those connections are so much more important than getting to that wizard at the end of the road. Because guess what? The wizard was an illusion. And that's what our destinations are. The form, that's maybe an idea that you had. And especially here at MindValley, you guys have these brilliant ideas, and when you start to put it into form, it becomes even better. Beyond what your imagination could have come up with. That's because you took each step along the way. You grew, you learned, you connected. You brought in the field effect of everybody involved. See, that's actually the easiest way to discover the heart, to know where the heart is. Just start letting yourself connect to the moment, connect to the people, connect to the feeling. And that's already telling you exactly what your heart's saying. Sometimes we get stuck in roles and identities around this, and that kind of stops us. I'll tell you another story. Years ago, I was back in San Diego, and I was sitting next to this beautiful Italian woman who I'd been friends with for a couple years, and I had this major crush on her. But she had this Italian boyfriend who was actually in Italy. We were in San Diego, so that was even more frustrating. And I remember we're sitting there sharing an acai bowl at a cafe, and she's telling me about how she's invested so much into this relationship, and she gives him all her love, all her heart, and he rarely ever expresses anything back. And in my mind, all I'm thinking, I'm kind of sort of hearing her words, but I'm actually just thinking, God, she's beautiful. And then a second thought comes in and goes, but I can't tell her, because that's not my role. It's her boyfriend's role. I can't say that. It would be awkward. It would be out of place. No, I can't do that. Yet here she was, just yearning, craving, wanting love. And that's when something just struck me. See, we let our roles and our identities limit us. We ignore the things our heart is saying because there's this mental thing that says, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Why not? I turned to her finally because it was just heartbreaking for me not to say something. My heart started shouting, and I just turned to her and I said, do you realize how beautiful you are? She looked at me, and she took my hand, and we just sat there silently for a bit. And what I realized in that moment of absolute, beautiful, intimate connection was that our roles are simply the web of connections we have. Our roles don't mean that it's just a back and forth. See, we're connected to everything. So while she was giving all her love to this guy ran these beautiful, amazing dance events in Italy, and he put all his love and heart into those. He needed her for that support to build him up, to share that. She needed me at that moment to share my love with her. I like to think of us all as angels, and we have messages for one another. Those messages are those moments that your heart goes, say this, do this, hold this, embrace this, go there, go here. It's because you have a message to give somebody. And it may not even be the person that's right there with you. It may be down the ripple effect of the connections they're going to have later. So if your mind gets in the way and says, no, I can't, well, just put that away. Because your heart already knows. So I promised you guys some breath work. I like breath work because with any tool, whether it's breath work, qigong, meditation, yoga, any kind of personal growth tool, for me it's really just a tool towards awareness. It's to become aware of what's already there. Energetically, lovingly, the beauty and radiance that's already in you. It's just so that you can chip away the stuff that's distracting you from seeing it. So breath work is the same way. Now, with breath work, it's something that you got to do more than just your usual day by day unconscious. I'm going to be asking you to breathe consciously, powerfully. This is like Tony Robbins on breath work. I think I even once kind of started channeling a gospel preacher in my breath work. So it's like, breathe like your spirit's in you. You really will. So we're actually going to start it that way. I want it to be an expression of your being. And so for that to happen, I'm going to do kind of a call and response thing. It's called kirtan. Have you guys ever heard of kirtan? Some of you? So kirtan is devotional chanting. It's a way of taking your spirit within and chanting it out in honor of the spirits out. Whether they be higher, lower, equal, doesn't matter. That's all hierarchy in the mind. So when I say breathe, I want you to say breathe. We're going to build it up. We're going to start now. Breathe. 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 I love it. Now notice, look around. You see the smiles happening? You already touched your heart. It's that easy. We're going to go even deeper now. For this, to actually really go deep into this breath work, I got to give you a few disclaimers. We're going to be bringing in so much energy and so much oxygen into the system that a few things are going to happen. First, your mind is going to be blown. Second, you're going to start feeling a lot of energy in your system, and there might be some new sensations. And sometimes when you get new sensations, you either get curious or you get a little scared, and you're like, what the... For some of you, it happens to about maybe 3% of individuals in breath work. There's this thing called tetany, What it means is it's a constriction of the blood cells because so much oxygen is coming in, it's squeezing the toxicity out. So if you had a late night partying last night, you might be part of that percentage. Tetany looks a little bit like this. Don't worry, it's completely natural. Funny looking, but natural. And I really actually only put it out there, even though it's only a small percentage, because the rest of you, when you see other people doing that, you'll be like, oh my God. And you'll stop breathing. So I'm here to tell you that this has been given to thousands of people, and if you just keep breathing, if you move past the limitations and stories of your mind, and you let your heart lead, you will find that all of that will pass, and you're going to drop into a space that you've never felt before. You guys ready? All right. We're going to take a journey. And like I said, this isn't going to be your normal yogic or meditative kind of breath. Oh no, this is going to be like a Viking running down the hill into a battle. And at times while I go through this, sometimes it'll be soft. I'll be there kind of massaging your heart. Other times it's going to sound like I'm yelling at you. That's because I'm yelling at you. Like I said, this is Tony Robbins on breathwork, so go ahead and close your eyes. Let your hands come down to your sides, palms facing up towards the sky. And as we begin this journey, we need to know where we're starting from. We need to know where we're going to come back to. We need to know where we're journeying into. And all three of those will be the body, into the heart, to your souls. So as you lay here with eyes closed, hands up towards the sky, letting that breath simply be natural, calm, relaxed for now. I want you to feel a sensation in your feet, a grounding, and find that foundation. Almost like roots are growing out of your feet and digging deep into the ground and stabilizing you, giving you a place from which to launch. And let that sensation of grounded stability start to move up your legs, through the shins, the calves, up around the knees, up through the thighs, the quads, into the hips. Oh, we like to hold stuff in our hips. Rather than ask you to release the hips, which is mental, I'm going to ask you to realize that that cushion, that floor, or whatever is supporting you is there to support you. So you can let your hips down into that. You can let them sink. You can surrender. That sensation of sinking deep into this earth, into yourself. Let it move up the torso, over the chest, the shoulders, down the arms, the forearms, into the fingers. They may curl gently as they relax. Everything, every muscle, every cell, every tissue, down to your very DNA relaxing. All the way up through the neck, the jaw, maybe the jaw slightly open. The eyes are closed. Even your ears are pulling down towards the ground. Everything simply wants to surrender. And if you take your right hand and place it on your chest, you take a deep breath in through the nose and let your chest rise. Exhale, the whole body relaxes. Inhale again, the chest rising. Exhale, everything relaxing. This is what the breath is going to be like. And inhale, the chest rising. Every cell becoming alive. Exhale, everything relaxing. The inhale and exhale will be through the nose, and you want it to make a noise. Continue breathing. Let that inhale come in. Fill everything. Exhale. Relax everything. You can take your right hand, put it back down to your side, and keep on breathing. we're starting down this path, taking this journey together. With every breath and inhale you take, you are powering, you are giving fuel to the vehicle of your awareness to dive in deeper, to go past all the stories and all the conditioning. Keep on breathing. If you can hear the breath of your neighbor, let it inspire you to an even louder, deeper, stronger breath. Like I said before, my goal here is to take you to a place that you've never been before, to give you sensations and feelings in your body, in your awareness, in your being that you have never had before. And what that means is you have to get out of your mind. Keep on breathing. You see, the mind only knows the stories that it has experienced. It only knows its history. It only knows the past and the things and the baggage that you might be carrying, and that stuff is holding you back. But your body, your heart, your essence and your being, it knows so much more. It knows where you can really go. That's what I want you to listen to. So keep on breathing with me. You might start to note a little bit of dizziness, maybe a little bit of twirling happening inside your body. It's okay, you're laying down, you're safe. And you might have a story that's starting to build inside of you, and that story is saying, this guy is crazy. I can't breathe like this. There's this funny thing in my nose right now, and it's making a sound I don't like. I want you to ignore all of that and just keep on breathing, because I can guarantee to you, you're going to find a place that is so worth this commitment. So keep on breathing. And when you start to come up against those challenges, those walls of conditioning that tell you, okay, I can't do this. This is too much. Please let us stop. What I want you to do is I want you to realize that's just a guidepost. You see, we think challenges are these things we have to overcome or run from. They are neither. Challenges are simply a guidepost. It's a wall saying, hey, turn left now, because there's a door right there. So keep on breathing. Because suddenly that door is going to appear. You're going to get to step through it. And when you do, you're going to step into this moment, this peace, this bliss, this area and space that's been waiting for your being, your awareness to step into it. And here's the catch. When you get there and you feel that bliss and you think to yourself, oh yeah, I'm going to ask you to keep on breathing, because we got a little farther to go. Keep on breathing. Every inhale, the chest rising. Every exhale, the body relaxing. When you breathe in, I want you to put every cell, every muscle, everything you've got into it. Make it a loud, vibrant, powerful sound. And when you exhale, you can relax completely and let that breath simply flow through your body. It's going to start to become a wave, and with that wave, like the ocean, it doesn't take any effort. It's just going to start to flow. We're going to do something a little bit different. Keep on breathing. You're going to open your eyes, looking up towards the ceiling. You're going to lean up just a bit. Bring your torso up on your elbows. You can look up here to see what I mean. You're up on your elbows. We're going to take 50 of the most humongous breaths you've taken yet. I'll do them with you. On the count of 3, eyes are open. Up on your elbows. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Ignore those stories in your mind. 3. Out. 4. Out. 5. Out. Relax your neck if it's tense. 6. Out. 7. You're breathing powerfully. Scare your neighbor with your breath. Out. We're up at 9 now. Out. 10. Out. 11. Out. This is not hyperventilation. This is a deep, powerful breath. Out. 12. Out. 13, you're doing great. Out. 14. Out. 15, if you're feeling sensations that are unfamiliar, that's great. Keep on going. 17. Out. If I'm not on track with you on the counting, don't worry. Just keep on breathing. Out. Math was not my field of expertise. Out. Out. Let's say that we're at 25. You're halfway there. Keep on going. Out. 26. Out. 27. Out. You are growing wings. Keep it going. Out. Out. 30. Out. 31. No matter what sensation you are feeling, keep on breathing. I guarantee it is safe, it is natural, and it will pass as you move deeper. Out. 36. Out. You're almost done. Keep on going. Out. 38. Out. 39. Out. 40. Just 10 more. Make them as big as you can. 1. Out. 2. Out. 3. Out. 4. Out. 5. Out. 6. Out. It's getting real. 8. Just kidding. We're back at 7. Out. 8. Out. 9. Out. 10. Out. Lay back. You can relax. Now some of you might start to feel a little tingling. Warmth, expansion, contraction, heat, cold. For everybody, it will be different because your stories are different, your conditioning is different, your history is different. But the energy is the same. It just gets to manifest and interpret and be something in a different expression within you. Keep on breathing. I wish that I could just go around and tap you on the forehead and magically take you to the place that I know we are going. But this is your journey. This is your commitment. You see, nobody else can do it for you. This has to be you. This has to be you saying, yes, I can. And you keep on breathing because of that. For some of you, emotion might be coming up. That is beautiful. Please let it come up. For others, there is so much contraction coming into you and you might be getting scared, and that's okay. You see, that's a signal to you to say you are alive. That there is something trying to break through all those conditioned walls, that's trying to get through everything that within you has been waiting, wishing, wanting to be expressed. It's your heart calling out. We're going to do it one more time. Eyes open, up on the elbows. We're only going to do 10 this time, but I want them to be the most amazing, brilliant, radiant 10 breaths that you've taken yet. Together 10, and then really I'll let you rest. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. 4. Out. 5. Out. 6. Out. 7. Out. 8. Out. 9. Out. 10. Last one. In. Out. Relax. You can drop down from the elbows. You can keep the eyes open or you can close them. I suggest that you close them. And let that powerful warrior's breath that was in the chest, let it start to calm, let it start to become gentle, let it start to move down towards the belly, that it becomes a deep belly breath. You don't have to work hard anymore. See, there's something that happens when you drop into the heart. There's something that happens when you take that commitment and that dedication to break through all the barriers of your mind, and you suddenly uncover something. You suddenly discover that there is and was and always has been this beautiful radiant core. Just waiting. Just waiting for you to listen. Just waiting for you to drop in. So as you have that deep belly breath, simply take note of all the sensations, all the tingling, any vibration that might be going through your body. And if it's at the surface of your body, start to notice where it goes deeper. Your body will start to detoxify in this. It will start to let things go. It's natural. If you take your hands palm over palm and place them over your belly, and you can make little rotations, little circles, massaging all that energy, all that love deep within. And just massage it maybe 300 times. That's spiritual talk for don't count. Just love yourself. Let yourself know that you're worth it, that you deserve it. And any story in your mind otherwise, you can ignore now because you've experienced it. You've realized that who you really are, at the heart, at the core, is somebody that you just can't hide anymore. Because that would be a shame for the world. Because you are angels. And it's that deep resonance in your heart, it's that deep resonance that's vibrating through your entire being right now that will touch and ripple out to all the people around you. And I'm just going to let you lay here for a moment. Feel into that. Slowly on your own time, as you're ready, you can let your eyes gently open. You can sit back up. Come back into this present moment as the new you. Take your time. Slowly, gently coming back. Eyes opening, sitting back up. There's one last part to this breath cleanse. It's a very important part. You see, in breathing, there is the inhale, which is that deep journey in. And then there is the exhale, which is the expression of what you found. And so for that expression, I'm going to pass this beautiful little flower around. When it reaches you, simply say a few words. Nothing grand, nothing big, nothing long, just a few words that describes what you're feeling inside your body right now.
Feel chills all over my body. Love radiating from my feet, through my soul, guiding my heart on my journey. And alive like I've never been before.
I feel tingling, bit of ecstasy, very peaceful, very loving.
I feel very poised, and I feel like every cell of my body is saying hi to me, and I feel a little bit high.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good feeling. Thank you.
I feel really smiley and peaceful.
Thank you.
Flower, you are perfect just the way that you are, and I love you.
Smells good.
So lovely too. I echo the sentiment. My cells, every cell feels alive, and I can feel the energy just sort of coursing through my body. I feel grateful.
Dude, I ain't felt this good since the first time I took ecstasy, man. I'm feeling the love. At one point, I just wanted to leap up and kiss everyone. So yeah, man, this is the good shit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel super grateful, and I just get to connect with myself and with these big angels that I embrace, and I'm just super grateful.
Beautiful.
I think my body like had a seizure for a second.
I feel happy to be around all these people, and that I'm listening to my body, and it's telling me certain things that I didn't want to hear, but need to.
Beautiful.
I feel so much power in my hands right now. I never experienced it before. Seriously, I feel like I can actually, I don't know, heal someone right now. I mean it. It's just so powerful, guys. I can't even touch something.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm feeling
Touch
this.
somebody.
I'm scared because I feel this. This is so powerful. This is the first time I ever feel this. Seriously. Thank you so much.
I want to just make a clarification here. This is always there. It's not that we created this energy. It's not that we cultivated it up. This energy is always there. It is the heart. It is your love. It is your being emanating and radiating all the time. It's just that we dim it with our stories and our conditioning and our layers. But it's there. Thank you.
Yeah, feel okay. A bit energizing from my fingers.
Yes.
I feel like Darth Vader a bit. But yeah, good. Calming.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For the longest time, I thought I had to disappear to feel free, and like still just electricity, and I never thought I'd be able to feel free whilst being around people, and that's what happened. So it's really cool.
Thank you. It's really nice.
I felt I could see colorful auras all around. I was seeing everyone, like, I could just feel very connected to everybody here. Can't say enough.
I wanna sing out loud right now for everyone. Got so much love to spread.
Oh.
I wanna sing out of a mountain to all the world and everyone in it. Hey, yeah. Overwhelmed, man.
Thank you.
Lots to give.
Thank you.
I don't know, I feel so much, peace. I feel connected with my body. And I want to cry at the same time. I know. My heart is pumping. And yeah. It's a beautiful.
Universal love, I think, what the body's experience. We all have our own vibes and selves going on. I feel also pretty high, and it's great. I don't need to try ecstasy. Thanks, man.
Because we've got a lot more people. If you really want to share, just raise your hand after Aslan and he'll pass it to you.
I feel very calm, I feel very centered. I feel all this love. I feel very connected with everyone. And it's as if everyone's heart is in my heart. I carry you in my heart. Everywhere I go, you go, because you're in my heart. And it's such a nice, connected, loving feeling. I'm like overflowing.
Feels amazing, beautiful. All the beautiful feelings, electrical currents, tingling sensation. It's just amazing because it makes me feel so at peace with myself, and I just can't describe all these things going around. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Anyone else behind you?
What the fuck did I experience? Really, I felt like a mobile on vibrating mode being stalked. Vibrating mode.
Oh, vibrating mode?
I was like... But I feel like very calm. Just wanna say nothing actually.
So there was a sense of clarity, of understanding that everything made sense. It's like I didn't know the answer, but I felt it, and that was okay.
Yeah,
and I didn't have to find it out myself. I just felt it, and I'm okay with that. So it's a strange feeling.
Thank you.
I feel strangely heavy, but at peace.
Yeah. Grounded. It's important.
I feel like I was able to connect with a source of strength and peace and love within myself, and it's really great to know that that's there to tap into when I need it, which is more often.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So many of you shared this idea of massive vibration, tingling, and yet at the same time, this inner peace and calm. That's what happens when you just get present. When you're in this moment, you're in the flow, and so stuff just starts to move you. There is an energy behind it. There's a potential in that space. And at the same time, it's peaceful because you're not having to fight against anything. You're not having to do anything. You're not having to put an effort, but rather you just get to be ready to be taken by the very current of life. For me, every time that I get to share this, it's so beautiful for me to watch. Because I get to see the opening. I get to see how you break through those barriers of the mind. And there's these moments of epiphany that simply happen. And they're not epiphanies of the mind, they're epiphanies of the heart finally breaking through some little crack and says, and expresses something into the world, and your mind recognizes it. That's that clarity. What would happen if we could constantly clear our canvas so that we could see, feel, and be without trying? So there is a technique that's 6 breaths that takes you to the same place. Some of you are wondering, why did we just do like 300 breaths? Because you needed to know what was there. You needed to know unequivocally that you could feel something beyond your mind. You needed to know that your heart has been whispering to you. And you needed to know that it's not some long, drawn-out process of getting over stuff or repairing things or trying to figure out how the heart functions. It's simply stop struggling, stop fighting, stop listening to the stories that tell you, no, I have to go against this or I can't do this. Let the friction go. And it's just that easy and everything opens. We're not going to go into that 6 breath technique today. I'll give you guys actually on my website. You can go on there and you can find it there just because of time constraints. Plus, you guys are already really high. If I do that, I like to look at people and see 3 different levels that everybody has. See, there's this first level, it's the mask. It's the roles, the identities that we wear. And the mask allows you to flip from one thing to the other really quickly, really easily. And it's okay, it's accepted by society. So you can be in this like really heated debate with somebody and you're like, blah, 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 and the phone rings, you're like, hello? Yeah, no, can I call you back? Yeah, okay. Now that tells you something. It means that there's a conscious being, there's something witnessing that can control and decide, okay, wait, let me put that one down and then put this one up. Which means that there's also a story happening behind that. So the second level is your story. And the story is made up of all your conditioning, all your experiences, your beliefs, your history, everything that anybody has ever told you, anything that you've come up with yourself. That's your story, and it's what you believe about yourself and what you believe other people believe about yourself. Now the story is where most healers and therapists and psychologists and even a lot of our personal growth products, that's where it works, is in that story level because it needs balance and it needs maintenance all the time. Now where I hope that you just went and what I do with my coaching clients and through my books and courses and everything that I put out into the world is I want you to go to the third level, which is your essence, your being. It's whole, it's complete. It's the part of me that I got to discover after 365 days of silence. When I realized it took almost that entire time to get past the story. And to realize there was something deeper that had never been broken, had never been hurt, that was whole and complete and perfect and pure and always is. It's the blank canvas, it's the river, it's the ocean. Everything else is just a droplet that hits the ocean and creates a ripple expression. And that ripple is important too, it's significant. That's why I don't say take the story away, but know that it has a depth that came before the story. There's 3 things I always tell my students or my clients, and it's, you must first become aware. You just did that. You just became aware of your own potential and your own radiance and your own beauty and love. Now you know it's there. The second step is accept. Now acceptance, that's a tricky one. Because we have 2 sides to us. We have this beautiful, radiant side that we love and we want to share. Then we have this other side that might seem a little dark, a little shadowy, a little negative. We don't want people to see that. And if you've read any books on the shadow effect or looking into your shadow, meeting your shadow, dealing with your shadow, stuff like that, they all say you just need to accept that it's part of you. that every expression, every characteristic about you is a part of you. It makes the whole. I like the analogy that, for as brilliant as your light is, it's like a tower. That tower will cast a shadow, which means the more light, the more shadow. There is a balance. Now here's where I'm going to take you one step further than what most of those books do. So those books say, accept it. And so you kind of go around, you're like, okay, sometimes I'm selfish. I accept it. Yes, I'm selfish. And then like a week later, somebody sees you doing something, they're like, man, that was a little selfish. You're like, no, it's not. You didn't really accept it. You decided to tell yourself that you were accepting it. That's tolerating it. See, here's where the trick is. You don't have to accept that you are selfish. You have to accept that selfish isn't bad. Selfish is just selfish. Don't put any evaluation on it. Take a look at the trait, not the person, because the trait is not the person. See, the trait is tied to a story that's tied to the person. You may not know your whole story. You may not know somebody else's story. So remember that there is something deeper. When you can fully accept and be absolutely present in this moment, not denying anything, not trying to change the moment, well, then you actually have like a homing beacon that can tell the world and the universe, here I am, tell me what my next step is. But if you're moving around all the time trying to figure out what's your next step, where do I go, how do I do this, how do I do that, how do I become this instead of this? Well, then that message, that direction, those instructions, they don't know where to go. You're running around too much. I like to think of it like an order on Amazon.com. You go on there, you're like, okay, I'm looking for the guidebook to ultimate happiness. Oh, there it is, perfect. And you're going to order it, you pay. You actually put money forward and effort and action, but then you don't put any home address. And you get frustrated when it doesn't come. You're like, I put so much effort and commitment into that. Why didn't it work? Because you still hadn't accepted where you were first. You have to do that first. So once you have awareness and once you have acceptance, that's when choice becomes possible. Before then, choice isn't really possible. Because you're not really in a reality. You're in a projection about what you want. And so you're stepping from an unknown place. Now, choice is a little tricky too, because choice isn't about this options and many, variables. Choice is actually just two things. Are you going to surrender or are you going to resist? That's your choice in every single moment.